Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Game 2 of the Week 2 of the Baddy, the BOL, the Baddy, not Baddy Overwatch League, the Baddy League, the Baddy League of Legends League,
The
the
Swain
Swain
Baddy
Baddy
League.
League.
There
I
we
am
go.
one of your casters for this game, Albino Joe, and with me is Mr. Tuesday. How you doing, Mr. Tuesday?
I'm doing great, Albino Joe. How are you?
Doing pretty good. This client is really loud, and I need to have it not loud.
Who questions my ability?
All right. What are we looking at here? We have a Vel'Koz ban coming out of table for 4, possibly for that Rena circulation Blabour expected. I think that's going to be like the #1 ban against him for the rest of the season.
Standard.
Yeah. And it looks like out of back in our day, Wukong, Garen, and Swain. What do you think of those bans for the first round coming out of back in our day?
I'm a little interested by the Garen ban. Freg, we played table for 4 last week, and Freg played Garen. He went full crit Garen, and it didn't quite work out for them. So I'm a little interested by that one. I know SBL Bad Boy is a Wukong, heavily Wukong player, so that's definitely targeted at him.
And that Swain, is that for Disenchanted?
I would assume so. I'm not so sure, honestly. What I'm really surprised at is the no jigs ban from last week after Salvo got a penta on it.
Yeah, the pentakill coming out of Salvo from last week against the Brokeback Boys. Is he going to do it again this week? Do you think he's going to get a penta?
I mean, it's definitely possible with the late game resets. So, you know, we all love resets out here. So,
Ha! I get it. Condemn. Well, yeah, I don't know. That might come back to bite table for 4, giving Salvo that jinx. You know, maybe it's an 80 carry thing and they don't care what he plays and they're going to be able to just dive him and kill him. With an Irelia Trundle coming out of table for 4, that's something that's possible. They might be able to get on jinx before she can do any damage. But the team being picked out of back in our day, Jax, Master Splinter, Gary?
yeah,
We need-
I think he's been playing sorry, Jack's Jungle has been coming back into the middle recently, so I'm not surprised by that pick. And the Darius pick by Dario Chopman, I mean, it's in his name, so.
Yeah, no. Giving Dario Chopman the Dario Chopman is that's a mistake in and of itself. It seems like these bans coming out of table for 4 are not necessarily hitting anything too hard. Yeah, the Vel'Koz is needed. The Ornn, yeah, Dario Chopman did work on that, but if you thought he did work on Ornn, he's going to do more work on you with the Dario Chopman. I mean, that's what to expect. But round 2 bans coming here. Well, actually, before we talk about the bans, Kaisa, is that the newest champ, right?
Yeah, Kaisa.
Yeah, what does she do? Fill us in.
She's an ADC. Whenever she first came, she does mixed damage, really. More people have been playing her full AP recently. It's just kind of like shifted away from the crit, I guess, and so she's been changed that way. But I definitely one of the 2 strongest ADCs right now with Lucian, so I'm not surprised by that pick from him.
Well,
I think he played it last week. Yeah, he did play it last week too. So.
damn. Well, looking at the rest of these bans here, the Ziggs going out on Blabour, and I do believe he played that last week. So I mean, it's worthy of a scare. Actually, being on the broke team against that Ziggs, I believe I caught a giant pie somewhere near Red Buff. I don't want to talk about it. So rest of these bands, Aatrox, you know, he's also scary.
Not so sure about that one, but okay.
Oh, Aatrox is Orianna. All right,
Okay.
that makes
More sense.
All right, so both last two bands targeted at Arena Circulation, and the two bands coming out of back in our day, the Ram Daddy and the Braum. Is that going towards Schmiggles? Gotta be. He's a master Braum player.
Yeah, I think he's the Braum player. So.
Sure. Yeah, and it looks like Table for Four is kind of just playing this tanky, bruisery, I'm going to get in your face and try to mess you up type team with no... I don't know, is there a clear engage on that team so far?
Not other than... I mean, Kaisa has engaged, but obviously that's your ADC, so you don't want her engaging for you, but there's not... I mean, they'll be looking to pick up an engage support for sure here, or they won't have any.
I mean, just to be clear... Kaisa, like, her engage isn't like a Callista or an Ash Arrow type engage, right? It's kind of like she just gets in the middle of all ya.
That's engaging herself into the team, yeah.
Gotcha,
so it's not really engage at all.
Yeah, that's more of like an early game, possibly late game chase type engage. Jaina, not engaged whatsoever.
Wow.
Table for Four. Oh my god. What am I looking at?
We'll see how it plays out.
Well, meanwhile, back in our day, the grandpas of the league here just has an all-around solid comp. Like, they have engage, they have disengage, they have long range, they have get in your face and fuck you up engage.
Explosive damage everywhere.
Oh my god, this team champ select goes to back in our day. This game's already decided.
I agree.
Albino coin, everyone throw it in. It's the game's over. There's nothing to talk about. Like, how does Table for Four win this?
Definitely they have to play for early game and just get first of all, don't let Salvo get any kills or he's just gonna roll over. But they definitely have to play for early game or they're just gonna get loaded up late game.
Yeah, I mean, you can have a lot of tanky characters, but if you don't have items to go along with those tanky characters, well, what are they? I mean, Trundle can get tanky without tanky items, I guess.
Right.
But he's kind of the only one, and that's kind of a niche situation. You know, if you're fighting 5v5, he's still not going to be that effective. Yeah, this... Oh, wow. I mean, I've been out of the game for a while, Mr. Tuesday. I do not know a lot about this. I don't know what the hell Kaisa does. I don't know even the last, like, 3 champions before her, like, who's released. But I do know, looking at these two teams, the game's decided.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to be interested to watch these solo lane matchups, though. The Irelia versus the Annie and the Darius versus Renekton. Those are going to be some... And how the junglers get involved in those two as well.
Yeah, I guess they could go for that, like, really early game advantage, you know, where Irelia is just on top of Annie from level 1 till, 5.
Right.
Trying to do work. And Darius typically... Well, I guess Darius and Renekton are both early game champions, aren't they?
Darius definitely definitely does a lot of damage early game. So does Renekton, so it's going to be some hype trades up there in the top lane.
That's probably where the spec camera's going to stay. Because that bot lane, Jaina doesn't want to fight. So they might be... be doing plenty of farming down there for the most part until they start hitting level 6. Unless Scotchnot can land some clutch bindings.
I'm definitely going to be interested. I mean, I've said I've been interested about everything, but letting this bot lane, if they both just want to farm, then you've got farmed up Jinx versus farmed up Kaisa. And then, I don't know, it's just going to be down to who Salvo can get the resets or not.
Oh, well, I mean, if we saw anything in the late game last week, Salvo can get those resets.
Yep.
And yeah, I guess if they just get engaged upon and the Jaina ult you know, causes enough chaos. I don't know. We're about to witness what's going to happen, though. It's like some weird and anticipatory, you know, how bad are they going to get shit on, like, moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm feeling. Also, look at some of the summoners here. I believe that Scotchnot on that Zyra in the bot lane did take Ignite, which, you know, sometimes late game, if you don't have that exhaust against some of these big beefcakes that get in your face, like Irelia or Renekton, you know, that might mess up your AD carry. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely not having exhaust against Irelia or Renekton is gonna be a tough one, and I can't really see Zyra Jinx having any kill pressure on Kaisa Janna early game either.
Well, even if Scotch does land a binding at all.
Well, they could definitely, if Scotch blew all of his load onto the Janna, they can definitely blow her up early. But once she hits like level 6, and they can just ult him away, and the Janna exhausts the salvo, and then they have to go from there. Definitely gonna be interesting game by the team comps.
Yeah, well, it looks like everyone is grouping in one bush of back in our day. Not a typical 5-point defense here, but also same as coming out of Table for 4. And no one's going to walk into each other's jungle. It's just kind of the
It looks
waiting
like
game.
they're just playing the safe level 1.
I mean, there's just so much that you can lose from level 1 engagements, and I don't know who even has the better level 1 here. You have a lot more stuns and CC on back in our day, it looks like, in general.
Irelia, I've seen some pretty high fee level 1s with the Irelia E stunning 5 people and such, but it doesn't look like we're gonna have any of that this game.
Man. Yeah, very standard starts from both these teams, taking their jungler with the help. Bot lane taking their buffs respectively. I guess the game has officially started. We farm from now until, what, level 6? That's kind of standard, right?
Yep, pretty much.
No, Salvo, don't want some early rockets. Lab, don't want some early stuns. Irelia getting an early stun as well. Did they revamp her?
They did a couple of patches ago, I think. They completely reworked her E and her W and her ultimate. The only thing they didn't change was her Q, actually.
Huh.
A good trade out of Janna there onto the Jinx as they hit level 2 before them.
Salvo not looking too hot in the bot lane there. As this game is underway here, there's some decent farming going on in all lanes. You know, we're only on like what, wave 2 or 3 at this point, but Kaisa, Adonis, aka Zachary, aka Memenomics, aka I don't know what other names he goes by anymore, but he is right now at a fairly clear advantage in the bot lane with CS. Even though he's pushing a little bit, he's a wave up at this moment, pretty much. And other than that, that's the biggest lead that Table for 4 has right now. It doesn't look like they're dominating too much this early game. Everyone is fairly even in lane with health, if not lower, from that team. Gosh, not landing a stun there.
Yeah, that was a really good trade for them.
A lot of harass coming out of that bot lane. And Schmiggles, his debut with the league right now is an emergency sub, replacing, I believe, Hunter?
Hunter Head.
Yeah, and Spiffy as well. So unfortunate that both players from Table for 4 aren't here. But a big fight happening in this bot lane right now. Salvo dealing a lot of damage, and the ignite from Scotch not getting the kill. Scotch not flashing for it too unnecessarily.
Oh,
and
he
Jinx
popping
the rocket and getting
oh my goodness.
the kill at the end there. 2 dead in the bot lane. Advantage goes to Back in our day.
Well, they proved me wrong. I didn't think they had that much kill pressure, but I guess Scotch kept hitting all of his abilities on Jenna and chunked her out and got the free kills on him.
Yeah, and that was great. I mean, not necessarily free. All summoners gone in the bot lane right now except for the Kaisa flash, which is kind of unfortunate that he didn't pop that earlier. He might have been able to get out of that alive if he did pop that, but you know, he's dead. It doesn't matter. So he still has flash for whatever fight happens in the next 3 minutes. Unfortunately, Salvo doing the brunt of the gold lead right now. Now up in CS and kills and assists.
Yeah, those 2 early kills are. I mean, that 1 early kill. I guess Scotch got 1 of them.
Yeah,
it's definitely gonna help him get through this early / mid game.
And it's scary. You don't want to. If you let your Zyra have, you know, all the kills, that's not necessarily a problem for your team. I mean, most supports you kind of want to make sure they get more assists than kills. But Zyra is one of those that, like, you know, you shrug it off. Yeah, he's going to do a lot more damage in the late game there. So that's all right in the end. But the jungler now from Back in our day in the bot lane. 2 things happening at once in the mid lane as well as the bot lane. Master Splinter cannot find a kill. Bot and unfortunately SBL Bad Boy cannot find a kill in the mid lane either.
Yeah, they did get Blap Splash though, so might make a visit back to him soon.
Another man known by many names, SBL Bad Boy, aka Slender Dan, aka I don't know, I thought he had Victor. Okay, yeah, he's got all sorts of names. Done going down on Labur reignite circulation here. A little bit of fight back from him, but nothing's gonna happen. That's done, unfortunately. And top is just a lot of nothing.
As usual.
I was gonna say, it is, and it makes no sense. Like it looks like they're doing a lot of work, but at the end of the day, they do like 100 damage to each other, and then they regen it by the time it's like over. Freg taking a hit, and nothing really happens with that. Except for Chopman just getting some pressure to take some creeps.
Yeah. Dario Chopman starting to build a little bit of a CS lead up there. 8-9. Might tumble out of control pretty soon.
I mean, that's borderline, you know, around a 200 gold lead, depending on which creeps he takes. That's pretty big advantage. Other than that, everywhere else is about even in CS at this point. And now the top lane fight really happens. SBL Bad Boy coming in with the pillar, and the flash coming out of Dario Chopman. He does the pull, which isn't enough, and no, it's not. The bite comes out of Bad Boy, and Chopman dies in the top lane. Dear God.
Yeah, that pillar. The pillar slow and forcing him to flash was pretty good out of SBL Bad Boy there.
Yeah, flash and kill, that's about as big of an advantage as you can get for the top lane. I wonder if he's going to be visiting the top again, but we're looking at bot right now, and this advantage, Salvo and Scotch putting down the pressure. Schmiggles and AA Adonis, half health and under the towers. Like, they can't do much. Maybe their lane doesn't have a lot of kill pressure, yeah, with the Jaina, but it's not looking too much in their favor right now, as the CS lead is, you know, double digits in favor of Salvo here.
Yeah, it definitely is the worst feeling to get shoved under your tower as an ADC over and over.
I mean,
that happened to me a lot last season. So.
I mean, it's always nice if it's consistent and expected, because you can kind of hit those creeps as the towers hit, but they're doing it really scattered here. There's a lot of CS that's getting missed from AA Adonis, and the rocket comes out of Salvo directly into Schmiggle's face, and he's dead.
The Smiggles flash is seconds from coming up too. And they got Adonis' heal out of that, and he's still dead.
Man. I mean, 3 other sums in Table for Four's arsenal in the bot lane still, but compared to Scotch and Salvo, who are having all theirs, it's still not looking good for them. Bad Boy's got to do some work down there.
Yeah, he's got to help him out fast, or this lane's gonna tumble out of control.
Yeah, and his pathing there, I don't know if he was deciding on going through river or not, but he wasted a lot of time walking back and forth and missed a lot of CS. Oh, well, let's take a moment and talk about Splinter here. Normally, he's known in the league as being the kill hog. He hasn't gotten a single kill yet.
Yeah, I mean, I was a rookie last season, so I didn't get to play much against Splinter or anything. But I mean, as far as I know, this is the best team Splinter's ever played with. So he hasn't had to gank bottom 3 times for them to get 3 kills. They got him on their own, so he's probably just sitting back and farming.
You haven't had the pleasure of playing with Splinter. I hope you get that in the near future, because man, it's an experience. It is transcendental. Speaking of transcendental, Freg over here kind of trying to jump to be transcendental into this. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe this Table for Four is tilted. I don't know.
Yeah, Freg does have a big wave there, but he's currently down 20 CS, and if he doesn't get a lot of that, it's going to be up in the big teams.
Oh, big fight happening, and Jinx Rocket gets the double kill. Man, everyone in the bot lane here, 4 bot, just totally wrecking, and this poor Adonis and Schmiggles has nothing. There's nothing. There's no hope there at all.
Get foul.
Man, and this bot lane is just marching. A lot of pings going down from Table for Four, and as I said before, this Table for Four is tilted. They need to put a piece of cardboard under one of the legs, because they can't keep playing like this. Got to get together and find some global pressure to do together, as opposed to just dying in the bot lane.
Yeah, they're just now they've lost both inner and outer turrets, and I mean, I don't know how Adonis is going to come back from this now. He's down almost 30 CS, and now they're getting mid lane tier 1 for looks like pretty much free right now. So
yeah, that's like probably roughly a 1,500, maybe more gold lead in Salvo's favor in the bot lane alone here. SBL Bad Boy going top though. He doesn't care about bottom anymore, and Dario Chapman probably going to fall again here as the bite comes out. The Trundle Pillar was able to kill him enough, but he dives. Freg dives and he gets the kill. And he gets out okay. Good job by Freg, doing a good dive.
I mean, but what does it cost them? And they just get another free turret, what it seems like.
Yeah, and I believe Rena Circulation dropping the Tibbers ultimate without the stun or whiffing it. I cannot tell what happened there, but you know, I guess it was pressure and they got a tower out of it. Doesn't matter if he missed or hit.
Yeah, it was the zoning Tibbers.
Zoning ults, OP.
See, now they get it for dragons. Perfect.
That is true. Zoning Tibbers, potentially, gets Ocean Drake for the team. Double Ocean Drake going to back in our day. And something I just want to point out again, Master Splinter still 0-0-0. Very strange that it's this bot lane, Salvo's Jinx, doing all of the work on this team.
It's definitely runs back to the draft phase where it was questionable that they didn't ban it after he performed so well on it last week, and showing again this week that he loves playing this champion and is good at it. So
yeah, well, this top lane Dario Chapman landing a couple hits, getting the dunk, but not dunking him completely. Good reaction time from Freg there in the Salvo Jinx Rocket. Getting there a little too late. He could have gotten the kill, but he did not. But the Irelia showing up, doing all sorts of damage. The stun in her kit doing all sorts of weird shit. But she doesn't die in the process. Oh my god, she got away. Salvo does not have the ult to get him. SPL Bad Boy going in 2v1. There's no one there to help you, SPL Bad Boy, but it doesn't matter. But it does matter. Jake slams Salvo. Holy shit, stop killing him.
This is insane.
God! Oh! What the hell? You're supposed to be bad at this game, and he is the reason why they are winning. Oh. Oh my god.
I mean, it's 14 and a half minutes, and they already have almost a 7k gold lead. This,
it's all on
this
Salvo!
It's just all going wrong for Table for 4 here.
Oh my god, their bot lane. Back in our day, Scotchnot and Salvo doing all sorts of work. And to give Scotch some credit, he landed some very clutch stuns. And that's what opened up this advantage. And Salvo just knows how to play with an advantage. He just knows how to play with an advantage, and he's doing it. Oh, man. Meanwhile, Wes, still want to talk about him here. 0-0-0, not doing anything for his team at all except for getting CS. So, to be fair, he probably does have a slight gold advantage on SPL Bad Boy at this moment. But,
yeah, he's up to 30 CS there, so he's definitely creating a sizable goal difference between him and the Trundle in terms of CS.
Disenchanted going on Renai Circulation. They're getting a little bit of damage. Trade goes in his favor, but there's not going to be a follow-up on that. And Table for 4 is left to go back in their base there. And SPL Bad Boy popping the Rift Herald. There's not much that's going to come of that, I don't think, unless they put some pressure on, which they are. Frag chasing a little bit, but it's 4v5 right now, as Scotchnot is still back in the base. This is Table for 4's fight to take, but they do not take. They run away and they hide behind the Rift Herald. That's hopefully going to get at least a hit on the tower, more than likely not.
They might be able to get a charge out of this, just depending on... Yeah, it is going to get a charge off.
That charge does go on. The fight breaks out. Meanwhile, Rift Herald will take in the tower. Salvo is the first to die in the fight. This is Table for 4's fight to win. Oh my god, Fury falls next. Green has Circulation falls, the only two people up. Dario Chapman and Scotchnot. Dario getting caught out by all the CC coming out, and oh my god, Disenchanted chasing Scotchnot. Zyra going back under the tower here, and it's not going to get away. It's an ace for Table for 4, and this, for the first time in this whole entire game, they look like they're comfortable in winning.
Yeah, Disenchanted with the quadra kill there on Irelia is crazy, just the way he was hopping around that fight and getting insane stuns.
Oh man, that Irelia, I still don't know what she does. Man! Jeez, she's hopping around, stunning people, doing weird stuff, and Disenchanted looked like the main MVP of that fight, doing all... I don't know if all the damage. I wish we had a breakdown of the team fight damage, like, you know, live. Is there a way to do that in Spectator? I'll worry about that later. No. Okay, whatever. Anyway, Table for 4 has some life in him right now. Only down by about 3k. Compared to what, nearly a 5k deficit they were at before?
Yeah, it was definitely up in the 5-6ks. Looks like Salvo will have, hopefully by the time next time they fight, Salvo will have his summoners back up, and maybe he won't die first this fight. And
yeah, I don't know if that was a positioning thing on him or if the all the tanks were able to jump on him in the moment, but Salvo can't die. He's their team's piggy bank. He's little piggy over there, sucking up all the gold. Looks like some tactical maneuvers here using the blast cone, Renai Circulation, and Scotch get out of sticky situation. And Dario Chapman up in the top lane, about to push. He has teleport. This is this posturing, this positioning is definitely in favor of back in our day. However, the dragon about to come up.
Yeah, this would be the third Ocean Drake for back in our day if they could get it. Looks like they're gonna give it up though, having just lost that last fight. Freg TPing top to stop Dario Chopman.
Whoa, okay, Freg on top. They get the dragon. Back in our day, just kind of gave up on that. There's a lot of defensive play coming out of the back in our day that is, in my opinion, not needed. I believe they could have challenged that dragon with the teleport. But what do I know? I mean, would you have done that? I don't know.
I think that was definitely probably the safer play to just give that one up. But I think they definitely could have challenged for that. I think they wanted to try and get more damage on top lane, but Freg ended up using his TP, so now they have TP advantage. So that's something they can play around with the Baron if they want to, coming up here in 10 seconds.
You know, if they wanted to get really goofy, Chopman would have used his teleport as soon as he saw Freg's use his teleport. Do some Captain Ginyu, change places, you know?
Yeah.
Well, right now, 4 mid out of back in our day, doing some CS. A little bit of motion towards Baron going on here as a ward advantage is clearly in favor of back in our day. Table for 4. You know, trying to clear it out. Ooh, and the jump gets on Aurelia there. He deletes! Oh my god, visually coming out of back in our day. I don't even know who got that kill. Dario Chopman did. Freg getting abused, and he has to run away. And Baron is right now totally possible for back in our day to take.
Yeah, I think they can just turn on Baron here and just force them to come and contest them, or if they want to try and bait it.
Oh man, Master Splinter getting in the face of the team there, jumping on A. Adonis, the AD carry of Table for 4, not being able to catch a kill here. Freg running away. Arena Circulation laying down Timbers, getting a kill. The SBL Bad Boy is dead as well. Oh my god, advantage crazily going to back in our day. They're going to take this inhibitor turret, possibly the inhibitor, and then what do you take after the inhibitor? Baron?
SBL Bad Boy down for 20 seconds. Oh, they're looking to contest.
Oh man, yeah, Aurelia coming in. She didn't quite die, I don't believe. Well, no, she did. She got deleted. She just spawned again. And a very suggestive ult coming out of Schmiggles there. But yeah, great contest coming out of Disenchanted. Aurelia, you better nerf her.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the Annie speed right there, but with the Predator and the Spellbinder movement speed, I mean, he ran right past Freg and flashed on Adonis and just killed him. It was actually crazy.
That was like a double engage on Adonis, because Splinter was the first one to get the CC on him with the Jack stun, and then yeah, Arena Circulation just going balls to the wall, right? It looks like now we're in a little bit of a reset here as we got people spread out all over the map right now.
It looks like Freg's trying to finish his Essence Reaver here. It's been a big thing for top lane bruisers, especially Renekton with the cooldown on the abilities after they use their ultis.
Well, Baron Vision going to back in our day. Frag doing some work on that empowered minion. Be hammering away for days there.
Finally gets it.
And yeah, Fred going back in the top lane. He doesn't have teleport, so if a fight breaks out soon...
User in your channel timed out.
folks. Sorry for that. TeamSpeak went down, trying to resolve that. Enjoy this game.
Error.
Blue team has slain the dragon.
Error. Error.
Blue team double kill.
Well, hello, and welcome again to the Baddy League of Legends League, where a lot of shit has been happening. A lot of stuff. Back in our day, got Baron and won a team fight, and they're getting all sorts of stuff, but their lanes are getting pushed by creeps from Table for Four, kind of, sort of. Not a concern. But, yeah, you guys have all seen it, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah, Tuesday. Can you break down what just happened in the past, like, I don't know, 5 minutes?
Well, basically, there's just like 2 or 3 pretty big team fights that we didn't get to commentate over, and then they got Baron, and then another big team fight broke out, and back in our day came out the winners in those few team fights, it seems.
Yeah, and I believe last time you heard our beautiful voices, Splinter was 0-1-1, and Splinter watching, he's now 3-3-9. So good for him. He's not carrying his team, but he got on the board. But again, as for the rest of his team, Salvo, this is the Salvo and Scott show, like 100%, because I think at least the fights, not necessarily the fight that happened after they actually got Baron, but the fight before that, I think Salvo and Scotch were the only two left, and they were just cleaning up and doing all sorts of damage and wreaking all sorts of havoc. And goddamn, that bot lane is scary.
Yep. They started right from the beginning of the game. They started carrying. They still are right now.
Yeah, definitely. And all sorts of damage. All sorts of damage. All the damage. Dario Chapman going in deep on SPL Bad Boy here, getting damage on him. Not necessarily getting the... Never mind, he got the kill. And Irelia diving into the team, getting Zarya and Salvo. Scotchon and Salvo, and that's not going to be in the favor of their team, unfortunately, as Rena Circulation is going to get the last kill on Irelia, and the ace is there, and this game is over.
Yeah, looks like it. Dario Chapman with the triple kill and cleaned up the back line while Irelia wreaked havoc on Scotch and Salvo.
Man, and yeah, sorry you couldn't hear our beautiful voices for the, majority of the exciting parts of this game, but Back in Our Day takes it, and Table for Four is a tilted table. I would say yet again, but I think this is their first loss.
User in your channel timed out.
Well, shit. Then they're tilted again. Our streamers in TeamSpeak, actually, and they can hear my voice. Get out of the Discord, get into the TeamSpeak, and who are we going to interview? Salvo. Did Salvo get interviewed last week? Yeah, I think Salvo needs to get interviewed this week. Hang on. Where? Not remember either. All right, going back into the Discord, all sorts of shit's going on. Well,
muted.
looks like TeamSpeak is
Having some troubles here.
messed up here. Very strange. Well, anywho, who do you think we should interview from Back in Our Day? I don't know if Salvo got interviewed last week, but him or Scotch is my vote.
I think we should go for Scotch. He did the most damage in the game, and he set up those early kills that got Salvo rolling as well. So.
Oh my god, Scotch are not doing the most damage in the game. Holy shit, I called that in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, you did.
Let's get him in here if we know how to get him in here. Gotta poke him. Getting the poke on. Error. Client invalid. What is happening to our TeamSpeak server, ladies and gentlemen? Hey, it's Scotch! We got him.
I'm here.
How do you feel being the unsung hero of the bot lane that destroyed everything?
I feel happy. I'm glad first game 0 went that well.
Oh, man.
I was waiting for the can't wait for me to fuck up this bot lane for Salvo, and then he, somehow gets a penalty kill at the end of the game still. But no, I thought it went really well. And I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying.
Okay, so there was a moment at the very beginning of the match where you landed, I believe it was a snare. I think it was only on the AD carry, on AA Adonis. And you've like flashed, and okay, you guys went so deep on him, and he didn't flash. He kept his flash. He could have lived, but he didn't because you guys just went ham and he just took it all.
Oh, yeah, I didn't flash because I was expecting him to, and then he didn't.
He didn't.
So then I flashed to throw the auto.
Yeah,
Well, and I also thought, I think he thought he was gonna die because I think he was burning too.
yes, he was.
And I thought he was gonna die too, and then he didn't. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna flash, and then I don't even think I threw the auto, and he died. So I felt like a jackass.
No,
But I was like, don't care, got the kill.
No, there was just so much time before all of that happened that he possibly could have flashed away. But that, honestly, that was the moment where Salvo clicked. And from there, you got the most damage in the game. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Oh.
That was the first thing Brandon said after we got out of the game.
Oh, my God. Okay, so there's a very large moment in the game where unfortunately we were not casting, but we were watching. And I believe it was one of the first fights around Baron. You and Salvo, I think, were the last two up. How do you guys have the ultimate positioning all the time? Because I think you guys also had at least some number of deaths on the team too. What goes through your head in every given team fight for your positioning? Because you're never dying.
There's big scary people on the other team, and I'm a very squishy mage, so I'm going to try to hold them at arm's reach at all times, or at least make them flash and gap close to kill me. And then I don't care what happens. Like in the final fight, I think they blew their load between Renekton and Aurelia to get on top of me and Salvo, and Brandon conserved his KDA and got the triple, so he looks good. Not that we were salty that we didn't get any peel. No, nothing to do with it.
Oh my God. Jeez. Tuesday, you got anything?
How you doing, old man Scotch?
Oh,
Feeling good?
I'm just with the retirement community at this point. We're loving life. Nobody even talks on the team anymore. It's just like, hey, you want to do Dragon? Let me put my glasses on. What time is it? Yeah, I guess we could do Dragon. Sounds all right.
Man, and that just having that game sense is doing you guys work. You're 2-0.
Yeah. Although I think the enemy team had a sub. Yeah, they had Smiggles on the team. So unlike Splinter, I don't want to talk the smack until the record shows it. So hoping we have a good showing against who do we still got to fight? Ornhub. I don't know any of the teams. Team support, which is Hibbs and Cal and Mr. Tuesday. Please tell me your team name.
Enemy gate down.
Thank you.
Down. Yeah, sorry.
And then dive the fountain, I believe.
And
you
dive
also
the
have to
fountain.
play. Yep.
Yeah.
Once we beat all those teams, then I'll talk all the shit you want me to.
Jeez. Okay, so actually, the last thing that I want to say right now, I just more or less just a public service announcement. It looked like at one point in the game, I believe it was about 10 minutes in, Salvo was 4-0-2, and I believe Splinter was 0-0 0.
Yeah, me and Salvo had 100% KDA participation at one point. I think it was Blab pointed it out, and I was laughing at it. I think I all chatted it.
Poor Splinter, not carrying the team. Salvo and Scotch, the bot lane. Tuesday, do you have anything left?